Hello, everybody. In the world where languages build bridges, one woman have turned her linguistic heritage into a master key to the glove. This is the story of Miss Mona and how English and French uh, shaped her destiny. Now, welcome to this episode, Mona, and to our channel when we talk about English as a second language for our students. So, and how English can transform lives. Today, we honor to have Miss Mona. She's from Bahamas. Um, she speaks different languages. She speaks English and French. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Alexis. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm pleased to be here, and God's willing, I will be able to express myself in a way
Okay.
that your students will understand
Okay.
and appreciate.
Okay, very
And
good.
that,
Thank you.
English as a second language is important.
Very good. Excellent. Excellent. So we're going to make some questions to Mona. Mona have participated with my student at the school in different places. Now we have an
She
interview.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, she enjoyed it a lot.
She enjoyed it.
Very good. Excellent. That was excellent. Now I have some questions for you, Mona.
Yes.
The first question is, could you tell us a bit about yourself so people can know a little about you as a native English native speakers, and how long with your proficiency in English and French had helped you in your life? What characteristic does to know English and French help you with your life? Can you tell us?
Oh, wow. You want to know a little bit about myself?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm from the Bahamas, like you said.
Okay.
I'm Christian. I believe in God.
Very good. Excellent.
And I can appreciate that. I thank God for that opportunity. I'm retired. I
Okay.
don't work like that anymore.
Okay.
I shouldn't say that. I work when I want to work, but most times I don't want to work. And God has been good to me, so I don't have to.
Okay.
What else can I tell you about myself? Yeah, that's basically it. I have a beautiful daughter. Her name is Vanessa. And she lives in Canada.
Okay.
But not in Quebec. She
Not
lives
Quebec.
in New Brunswick. So she doesn't speak French. She speaks Spanish.
She speaks Oh my goodness. She speaks Spanish.
Yes.
That's
We had
good.
the opportunity, like you say, I've traveled a lot. We had an opportunity to do a sabbatical year, we call it, in Spain, in Salamanca. And that's where she became fluent.
Okay.
Of course, I was too cold. So I stayed in bed and I stayed away from school.
Okay.
And so that's why persons who are learning the English language don't be like me. Do the opposite.
Okay.
Practice. English has been good to me because, of course, that's a universal language.
Yes.
And so traveling, it has opened doors and I've been able to express myself and get around. French, I love French. I wanted to be a French teacher.
Okay.
But I never completed.
Okay.
But I had the opportunity to go to France to learn the language.
Okay.
And I met so many beautiful persons there.
Mm-hmm.
I went to all of the places you read about. Okay. Versailles, Jardin de Luxembourg. Okay. Toy Eiffel, you will call it the Eiffel Tower. Okay. And the Louvre, so it was an experience. And then I was much younger, of course. Okay. And it opened doors. The persons were so nice. When you go to a foreign country, okay, and you speak their language, okay, they appreciate it so much. Okay. And the majority of people, however, when you're unable to speak their language, they speak English. That's the common language that everybody communicates with. Okay. And in business too. When I was years ago, like I said, when I first started in banking, because I used to be a banker. Okay. English and French were the major language. Now it's more things are happening. The world being so global, but English is still the language that is preferred. Okay. Universal, like we say, international, universal. Yeah.
So you say that English facilitates you to interact with people around the world. Yeah. Do you have any experience when you travel to a foreign country, because you know English, you could communicate with with that person or the people of the locals. Maybe there is a country that is the English is not the official language, but maybe they speak English and you speak English and then you come. Do you have an experience?
Of course, lots of experiences, right?
Tell us one.
Okay. I guess I could say right next door because we're in the Dominican Republic. And I went to Haiti. You know, the languages there are French and Creole.
Creole, very good.
I speak French, yes. But certain places, you know, they just speak the Creole.
Creole.
They just, you know, like in country. And so so I had to communicate, and I wanted to communicate, and I'm like, do you speak English? Do you speak English?
Okay.
Oh, a little. Okay. And we communicated through gestures. You see, I'm gesturing.
Okay.
And the language.
And the language. So that was an experience that you could communicate people because you speak English.
Yes.
Okay.
And in Spain too, some places in Spain, you're learning Spanish. So they say speak Spanish. French. In France, the same thing. You're learning French, so speak French. And however, when you're really in a bind, like you say, you have, do you speak English?
Do you speak
and
English?
Everybody, just about everywhere you go, somebody speaks a little
English. That is very important. Now, apart of English, you know, speak French. What motivates you to learn another language that your mother language? Wow.
Well, for me, it was the love of French.
Okay, good.
When I was in school, you know, as you grew up, you had to have another language. And like I said, we came up to an English school, English private school, and that was French was the second language.
The second language to learn.
And I loved it. Oh, I loved it. And I said, I always want to go to Paris. That was my dream.
Okay.
And like I said, God opened the door for that to happen. And it was, and when I first got there, I knew the paper, I knew the book, the theory, and everything. But now you get to the country, and you want to communicate.
Okay.
You know, you get stuck, and you're like. And so the first thing I said to the cab driver, do you speak English? And so she said, a little.
A little?
Where do you want to go? And talk to some man. He was in a woman. I always remember him. He was ever so nice. Okay. He took me to the Gare Montparnasse and he made sure that I got on the train. Do you know how he did it? He took me to the concierge area, the welcome desk, I should say.
Okay.
And he was like, make sure she gets on the right train. Because she doesn't speak French. And she's not going to understand. Okay. You know, and he helped. I always remember that. So that was a great welcome for me in a foreign country. Okay. You know.
Very good.
And I was young too. I was a young child. I was much younger. So that was an excellent
experience for you. Yeah. Okay. Now, based on your experience, your personal experience, what advice would you give to someone interested in learning another language? For example, you speak English, but you learn how to speak French. What advice do you give to the learners who want to learn a new language? What do you recommend?
Well, study, like I said. Go study, practice, and the different ways of practicing. Like, you know, you can read comic books. Okay. Right? You can read newspapers, you know. You can watch TV, subtitles if possible. Okay. And even if there's no subtitles, still watch the TV things that you're interested in, but in the next language. If you're interested in sports, watch the sports things, you know. And they say the same things over, especially in English, you know. And so it helps with the vocabulary. Okay. So so many things that I can recommend right now. I'm like, stop. However, I will say honestly, immersion is one of the best ways. If you can go to another country for 6 months, 3 months, however long you are able to, even if it's 2 weeks, whatever possibility comes your way, take it. Take the opportunity because you will hear the languages, the language all around you.
Oh, exactly. So, and with native speakers.
And with native speakers. Yes.
That is very important.
And another thing, we learn you will be teaching your students the correct English.
Yeah, the correct.
When they go to a native speaking country, like you say, native speakers have so many different colloquial terms and how do you say slang?
Slang,
exactly. You will really get to know about it. And even if you watch movies and stuff, you see but it's not the correct thing they're saying, and sometimes you pause. But it's the way people talk. So you learn the correct way. You learn English.
The real English.
But, however, when you get involved with native speakers, like you say, you find how do you say that? The difference in the
different ways, the different expressions, idioms. Idioms that they know.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is very important to know the culture of the place that you are visiting.
Because I'm from the Bahamas, and we're a country of islands.
Okay.
And the persons to the north speak differently from persons to the south, but we all speak English.
Yes, excellent, very good. That's cool. Now, do you know that real English? We believe that learning from very early age is very important for developing the language in the children and teenagers too. Now, could you tell us? What's your experience and how important do you think it is for children and adolescents to learn English? In your experience, what do you think why it's important that children that we are teaching English? Do you think make a difference if the children start learning English as a second language from very beginning?
I believe so. I read somewhere years ago that the period where a child's mind is supposed to develop is between the ages of, I think it's like 2 to 7 or something like that. So it is important for them to start going early. It's the same with swimming. If you want a child to know how to not to have the fear, it's early to put them in the water right away. It's the same with language skills. Get them started at an early age. Yeah, I believe it's very important.
Yeah,
they have no fear as much as the adults.
Exactly. Very important.
And they will learn, and they will be bolder between those ages. So it is very important. Even if it's just a small exposure, expose it to them, so they will know. Listen, there's other languages out there that that are important.
Very good, very good. Thank you very much, Miss Mona. Thank you for giving us this interview. It's a pleasure to us that you can share out this story to the audience and to inspire us how to speak English and to motivate that she not only because she's a native speaker, but she's learning French and Spanish.
Yeah, Spanish. We got to really work on the Spanish. Okay. No habla muy bien el español. Oh, pero necesito aprender.
Excelente. Thank you guys to be with us today. We see you in another video. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.